In today's video, we're going to discuss a possible strategy that might be right for you the next time you're in the market to purchase a new car. Trust me, I know the pains of purchasing a new car. Me and my wife have been through it several times and it can be daunting. But thankfully, I've done just a little research and I think I might have just the right strategy and or recommendation for you. So I hope you're ready because we are about to get intelligent. So buying a new car, it can be one of the worst experiences, even traumatic if you're willing to go there, that you will ever encounter on this earth, especially if it is your first time and you don't know what you are doing. The first time me and my wife went, we were there for hours because we didn't know, we were unaware, and we didn't get bamboozled, but we didn't know all the tips, not tips, but all the tricks and the little things that the salesmen do. And we didn't know the things that we could have done that could have helped us. But thankfully, we've been through the ringer a couple of times. And I think I might have a nice little strategy. So let's jump into it, shall we? First of all, you need to determine your budget. You can't be out there just like, I want a Cadillac Escalade 600 CSV or whatever the case, whatever the new ones are. You need to determine your proper budget. You need to go over your bills. You need to go over your finances. And then you can decide on what type of car you want. Before you start shopping for a new car, you need to determine your budget. This will help you narrow down your options and prevent you from overspending. Consider how much you can afford to spend on a monthly payment, as well as how much you can afford to put down as a down payment. Now, I have heard that there is a United States code, a federal code that prohibits and restricts you from putting down a down payment. I will look into that and I will drop it in the chat, the comments for you guys to go over. I will find the United States code or the federal code or whatever it is, and I will go over that and I will review it with a fine tooth comb. And if that is at all necessarily true, I'll post it here in the comments for you guys. 2, get approved for a pre-approval letter. Now, this, you guys, will save you so much time, so much hassle. It's going to just save you. Getting a pre-approval letter from your bank and or credit union will help. Let me explain. Getting approved for a pre-approval letter from your credit union is a good way to make the car buying process easier. This letter will tell you how much you can afford to spend on a car and will also give you an idea what your monthly payment will be. To get approved for a pre-approval letter, you need to provide some basic information about your income and credit history. Now, I know Capital One is really good about doing pre-approval letters for vehicles, as well as, what bank was that? I think it was Chase, maybe Bank of America. I'm not sure. But one of the banks are really good, maybe Wells Fargo. One of the major banks are really good about giving you a pre-approval letter to go in and get a car. So you might want, man, you don't even have to check it out. I'm going to check it out because I'm here for you guys. 3, do your research. Once you have your budget and pre-approval letter in hand, it's time to start researching cars. Look for cars that fit your budget and meet your needs in terms of size, feature, and style. Read reviews and compare prices to find the best deal. One of the best things I found about going about researching the car is going to KBB.com, Kelly's Blue Book. You put in the car that you want or the car that you're going to get or the car that you have. The car that you have, you can see how much it's worth. The car that you're going to get, you can see how much is being sold for, and like in that area, it'd be like red, green, I think white or something like that, or yellow or blue. That is like in a meter when you go to KBB.com. And you can also find out how much your car's depreciation value will be in 5 years. That is a really good way about determining whether or not if that car is right for you, especially within 3 to 5 years, within that time period, should I say, if you're going to be reselling it or trading it in. Because if the depreciation value is, let's say, over, I'm going to say anything over 42, 43% in 5 years is probably not a good car to go with in terms of resale value. Now, I'm not saying structurally, mechanically, it's not good, but so far as in resale value, It's just not there. So definitely check out kvb.com before you go to buy a car, because that will really give you a good idea of what the car is worth, what it can be worth in 5 years, what it's worth in that area, what it's going for in that area, and things of that nature. That's a really, really good way to go about going to do your research. Test drive the car. That's really, really important. A lot of people just hop in cars and say, "Oh, I just want it," and then 6 months later, like, "Oh my God, I can't stand it." But you're locked into a contract now. Basically, that's what that means. You sign that note when you put your name on the dotted line, that death warrant. Basically, you're locked into it. So test drive the car, because there's a chance that you might find something out about the car that you might not like, and you can go try something else out versus being stuck with a car just because everybody else drives it, but it doesn't drive right for you. So before you buy a car, you should always test drive it to make sure it's the right fit for you. Take the car for a spin and pay attention to how it handles, how it feels, and how comfortable it is. Recommendation: take the car on the freeway, not just on city driving. Take it on the freeway, take it up to the speed limit, 65, 70 miles an hour, and see how it handles. Lane change, don't do no abrupt lane changes, but do some lane changes, get off, speed up, slow down, accelerate, slow down, to see if that car's right for you. It might accelerate too fast for you. It might accelerate not fast enough for you. So definitely do that. I definitely recommend taking it on the freeway as well, not just on the streets, on the city streets, because you really can't get a good feel of how the car drives overall. Just drive it on the streets, can you? 5, negotiate the price. Once you found the car you want, it's time to negotiate the price. Don't be afraid to haggle with the salesperson to get the best deal possible. Be prepared to walk away if you can't get the price you want. A lot of people forget that you can haggle the price. So here's the thing. Here's a tip that people don't know. There's what's called the MSRP. That's called the manufacturer's sale retail price. That's what the manufacturer suggests the car should be. So say you have a Honda CRV, all-wheel drive, touring, top of the line, and they think they go for like 43,000. Let's say the MSRP is on there is 43. But remember, dealers typically, usually mark items up, cars, vehicles up a couple $1,000s, so that way they can make some money. That's how they really make money. So you might see it for 46, 47. But if you're a good negotiator, you can go in and like, hey, I know the MSRP is 42,999 on there, and you have a lot of these on a lot. Let's say they have a lot on a lot left. Let's say there's 15 of them, and just ask questions like, how many have you sold? How are they selling in the area? That will give you a good idea of how much you'll be able to haggle or not. And then once you get that down, negotiate the price. Like, hey, if you have money down, that usually helps. But remember, I'm going to look that up to see if that's actually legal. But usually if you have money down, that helps. You tell them like, hey, I have $5,000 down. Can we negotiate the price down to like, let's say 40 grand? Or maybe because they have too many on the lot and they're not selling. Sometimes if they have too many cars and they're not selling, sometimes they are willing to negotiate the price down to get it off the lot. Another good tip, whatever recommendation would be, is go for the year before. Yeah, the year before, not the current year. So we're in 2023. So if you go to a car lot, don't get a 2023. Look for the brand new 2022s. Why? Because they're bringing in all these 2023s that they have to put somewhere on the line, and they need to get rid of those 2022s. They might even have some 2021s. That's going to be your deal makers. That's where you can make your deals at, because they have to get those 2022s off the lot in order to make room for the 2023s. So that's another way you can haggle. I'm not sure, you can't really haggle too much on 2023s or that current year model, simply because it just came out. But those other year models, if they're brand new, most definitely, I believe you can. 6, don't forget about deductions. There are several deductions you may be eligible for when purchasing a new car. For example, if you're a member of the military, you may be eligible for a discount. You may also be able to deduct the sales tax on your new car from your taxes. Now, that is called tax code 107-1073. Crap, I forget what it is, but it's a tax code, and there's a list of certain vehicles that if they're 6,000 pounds or more, they can be written off the previous year, the full price of them. I'm like 99% sure. So one of the few models are the Tesla Model X. That's available for a write-off. The Range Rover, that's available for a write-off. The Escalade is available for a write-off. I'm trying to think. I think Volkswagen has a vehicle that's 6,000 pounds and over. It's available for a write-off. So check with that tax code. I forget what the exact number is, but they are eligible for a write-off the following year. So that is a very much a plus. So in conclusion, finding the best strategy to purchase in a car, you need to remember to have a budget, get pre-approved for a pre-O level, test drive the car, do your research, negotiate the price, and don't forget about your deductions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, do me a favor. There's a thumbs up button right there in the corner. Go ahead, hit it for me. That lets YouTube know that you guys are enjoying this video, and it pushes up through the algorithm. So that way, other people that can watch it will be able to watch it. Man, I appreciate y'all so much, man. I really enjoy doing these videos. Not only do you guys get educated, but sometimes I get educated because there's a few things that I don't know. So I really enjoy doing these videos. I hope you guys enjoy them too. And remember, let's keep it intelligent.